Hello and welcome to Vang Vieng. I don't know if I said that right, but that's how I say it, in Laos. And we are, I want to say, about 4 hours north of Vientiane, which is the capital of Laos. And Vang Vieng has about 25,000 people. Buddhism is the predominant religion here, and that's evidenced with the temples and the monuments and the way people dress and the ceremonies and all of that stuff. But it's not your typical Lao village. It's very big on tourism. It's more or less a backpacker's paradise, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. As I said, it's about 4 hours north from Vientiane, maybe a little bit farther from Luang Prabang, which is north. It's probably about a 6-hour trip, maybe, depending on how you travel. I'm staying at the Amari Hotel, which is a very nice place. You can see in the background the scenery with the mountains and the that's the Nam Song River back there, which I did a little short river excursion yesterday on a kayak, which it was raining a little bit because this is the raining season, but it was still a good time. Back there in the background, you can see the karst hill landscape, with these the mountain formations, with the way they look, and that's what makes this place unique. It was settled in 1353, a long time ago, and it was a staging post between Luang Prabang and Vientiane. It was named Vang Vieng during the French colonial rule of the 1890s, when it was French Indochina. That does have a history with the Vietnam War. There's actually an abandoned air base that was operated by Air America. There was an Air Force base here, and there was a large landing strip where planes would come in and out. And from 1964 to 1973, it did play a prominent role in the Vietnam War, which was a conflict between the United States, the North Vietnamese, and among other countries that were involved in that, North Vietnam, South Vietnam. So there is a lot of history here. The airstrip is still here, and it's called Lima Site 6. Okay, and there's a lot of nightlife here. My favorite is Sakura. I think they pronounce it Sakura, and they call it Sakura Bar, and that's really popular. You look online, anything about Vang Vieng, you're gonna see pictures of Sakura, and that's real close to the Amari Hotel where I'm staying at, which is convenient. I'm real close to the strip of bars, and you also have Gary's Irish Bar, which is right across the street from Sakura. You have another place called Viva Vang Vieng, which stays open a little bit later than the other places. There's a place called Room 101, which I did not get to see because I wasn't here that long. I went out a couple nights, and then I kind of stayed in on the third night. They have a big balloon festival here. I don't know if it's a festival. Just every now, different times of the year they have balloons, and you can see the landscape from an aerial view. And I'm not sure how much that cost. I can post it on my blog, but it looks like it's really fascinating to be able to be way up high like that and be able to see the Nam Song River and the karst hill landscape. It looks really, really nice. And this is I mentioned it's a backpacker's paradise. This started in, I want to say, 1999. Backpackers discovered this place, and then there was an influx of tourism. You had a lot of the locals that took advantage of that, and they started these tubing excursions. Inner tubing is big here. It was really, really big up until late 2012, because 2011, there was 27 tourists killed on the river. Kids that get drunk. There's a lot of drugs here. Drugs are easily accessible. Alcohol, of course, is easily accessible, and kids can get it whatever age they are. And there's a lot of kids that they'd get drunk and they'd do a lot of crazy stuff on the river and they'd get killed. And it's reported by the hospital that there's about 10 visits per day by tourists who are getting hurt doing all the fun stuff that there is to do here. There's rock climbing, there's kayaking. I mentioned there is tubing, which is very, very popular. There's a lot of river bars. There used to be more until the Lao government cracked down in 2012 because of the 27 tourists that were killed. They had a lot of pressure from the international community to enforce what was going on here, and so they shut down a lot of those river bars that were along the Nam Song River. There's a stretch of river that's really, really popular here. It's about 2 kilometers worth of river where a lot of the kids would go and have fun, and adults too, of course, but mostly kids. There's a joke there's a joke that if teenagers ruled the world, it would be like Vang Vieng, and I thought that was kind of funny. You have a lot of guest houses, bars, restaurants, internet cafes, tour agencies. There's a lot of Western tourists here. You see, I mean, literally half the people you see are Western people. When I say Western, I mean like United States, Canada, European, Australian, New Zealand, people like that. People like me, I guess you could say, who are non-Asian. But you do have a lot of Asian tourists too. A lot of Koreans here, Japanese, from all over Asia, because it's easily accessible for them to get over here. Easier for them than it is for us. Yeah, there's a lot of river activities here. There's a lot of nightlife here. It's cheap. It's cheap here to stay here and to have fun here. You always want to try to negotiate prices as a tourist, especially in Asia, because everything's negotiable. I've said that before. And Vang Vieng, Laos. This is a really nice place. You can see from the background. This is a really nice hotel, the Amari Hotel, and I'll talk about that on my blog. People are really friendly here. Most everybody in Asia is friendly. Asians and tourists alike. Most of them are really good people. You don't really have to worry about violence here. There might be like petty crime, but as far as like real crime, there's not any real crime here. So you don't really ever have to worry about your safety. Just practice good caution, common sense, and take care of your belongings. And just common sense really is what you really need when you travel to somewhere like Vang Vieng. Anyway, I will be back here eventually, but it won't be during the rainy season, which is between May and September. That's the rainy season. Okay, so the best months to come, in my opinion, according to my research, would be January and February, and November and December. That's the least amount of rain, for those months. So that's when I would recommend coming. But you can come right now in June, July, and it would still be okay. Anyway, peace out. Vang Vieng, Laos.
You'd be better off, or you like it that way. And no one is ever gonna love you more than I do. No one's gonna love you more than I do. But someone, they should have